I'll talk a little bit about what a wise man might have realized when Jimmy Crary had come to the attention of King Crimson in a way that was both public and surreptitious. In other words, there were rumors and whispers about what was happening, and it was not the impression that anybody was really going to try to sort it out. They were just scribbling between the lines. And the Mavericks, who knew what had been done to me, pretended, "Oh, what has been done to you, sir?" and said that I was a liar. And this got me tortured in Seattle, where they put down on paper derisively that I believed I had been kidnapped and tortured as a child, as if somebody could make something like that up, or that I would. Totally ignoring the injuries. I mean, a picture service my sister found made out King Crimson for the liars that they are. They basically insulted every man, woman, and child on earth. But that's not what I want to talk about. That's old news. Anybody can look that up. Not that they've stopped. You know, trying to stop King Crimson is like trying to stop the Israeli army, who they're allies, or Donald Trump, who they're ally. I mean, it's sort of a lost cause. Now, a military specialist named Ringo Starr was operating behind the scenes, making it a theatrical thing. But up front, there was this personage from King Crimson who people bought into the idea that he was a wiseacre. So what I wanted to talk about was what a person might have thought about what they should do. Maybe compare it a little with what they did do. Okay, I just posted. I'm getting tired of Twitter because I don't get any peer feedback. Most people are lost in the idea that, you know, the 12-year-old girl I like can somehow be of assistance to Ringo Starr. You know, the sort of thing that goes on with neurobehavioral administration, who are behind the poison crime and the brutal torture and the burlesque of me that so titillated Yoko Ono, that she sent lawyers and attacked prostitutes to abuse me and make secret films and secret punishment, giving me Parkinson's and so on. I just posted on Twitter the Gestapo of Israel bulldozing down a Gaza school. And this is 2026. So we're talking about what these wise people would have, could have, should have thought in 1983 and 84, 82, when I first got in touch with them. And the fact that they didn't follow what I think is right has led to these Gaza schools being destroyed. So let's talk about what they should have done and what they did do and how it led to the Gaza schools being destroyed. And of course, they're sandbaggers. They've gotten away with so much. They're going to exploit poor Jeria. So, because nothing can stop them. They're criminally insane. But they have the way of the Beatles. My father had written a book called Humanizing the School. One can imagine Scott Ryback saying, "That really bothers me. That really bothers me." And he had a book on human rights. And he was a prominent naval lieutenant and an educator. Doctor of Philosophy of Education. They might have said one thing, he's deaf. Not strange, because King Crimson's first album has aspects that suggest violent deafness, and he's traumatized. He's writing surreptitious letters that he clearly doesn't know what's going on. So maybe it's an attack on the public schools. My father had a bat put in his bed and died. He was a school bus driver in retirement. They might have taken note of that. They're very particular. They take note of quite a lot. Yoko Ono is a hair splitter when it comes to whisper campaigns and slanders. She really tries to sell hardcore slanders. They're beneath contempt. Saying I was a reckless driver in elementary school and stuff. It's obscene lies told on behalf of John Shulman, whose gang chased me out of town and then got arrested stealing $8 million from the museum. But they're determined to defend him. They're determined to defend the IDF warrior who masqueraded as Abdul, the Palestinian terrorist on KDKA. I'm not pulling your leg. He made a mockery of the challenger and wrote speeches for Donald Trump. And this is Hirono's shtick, what she considers to be so sublime that she sends around the Green Party Gestapo here in Tacoma, enforcing, because Roger Waters doesn't like public schools. John Lennon didn't like public schools. So they're all with, we don't need no education, IDF bulldozers tearing down the schools in Gaza. And if you don't like that, well, Yoko Ono's going to get the little girl you admire bewitched and tell her that you would pinch her cheek. Yes, Queerball will pinch your cheek if you go near him, which is a slander. So, but that's the way they operate. They use neurohypnosis on the subconscious mind and put Epstein files up in Chinese porn rooms. And they watch the fascination of the neuroplasm, which they claimed needed to be therapied. It just as they need to be therapied by a nuclear retaliation. This is Yoko Ono's poetic web. What Spike Oldby means by poetic justice is when his own children go up in a nuclear flash, and he'll be clap, clap for Yoko Ono. So what did they do? They said, well, let's bring him to consciousness. And they said, bang, 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 shunk, shunk, I want to be with you. I want to be clear. I can't help but listen. I don't want to hear that voice again. I can sense the danger. Just listen to the wind. The wind does not hear. The wind cannot hear. How do you like them apples, Queerball?